As we mentioned, the House majority is still up in the air. A number of races are too close to call, but CBS News currently estimates the House is leaning in Republicans' favor. There are currently 11 races left to be called. 10 of those are considered battlegrounds. Tim Persico joins us now. He is the executive director of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Tim, thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.
I remember on election night, right before returns were coming in, my sources at the White House were saying, look, we don't actually think it's going to be as big of a red wave as predicted. Did you feel the same way? Are you surprised by how close it is right now?
We did feel the same way. We had a lot of, going into Election Day, we had a lot of conflicting information, but our polling always told us that it was going to be pretty close. Most of our races were, within the margin of error, up a little bit, down a little bit. So we thought that we had a shot at keeping it close. We weren't sure exactly where it was going to land, but that it would probably be better than some folks thought.
And I know nothing is official yet. Obviously,
Sure.
We're still waiting on some results. But, one big question is what happens with Speaker Pelosi.
Sure.
Does she, try to keep that position if Democrats retain the House? Does she go for minority leader? Does she step aside? What do you think?
Oh, I have no idea. She doesn't tell me.
Do you support? Are there any candidates that you would support if not Pelosi?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think that more than anything, what I would say is that Speaker Pelosi is incredible. It has been amazing to be anywhere near her and get to see her work. And I think that no matter what she decides to do, she's earned it. If she wants to stay or she wants to do something else, she has earned that. And that whoever comes after her is going to have some huge, huge shoes to fill because she is a true one of one. And I think a uniquely talented and gifted politician.
I want to get back to the races
Sure.
because you said that money is everything.
Yeah.
And I wonder if you think that was to blame for Sean Patrick Maloney losing his race. Of course, he has publicly said that he could have used a little more help from some of his colleagues.
Sure. I think, money is, it's just like, the saying, it's not everything, but it is pretty important. And so ultimately, I think that we were able to distribute our resources as well as we could. Obviously, hindsight being 20/20, there are always things you might do differently, but that the sheer amount of outside spending by the conservative folks did create some problems, and it did mean that we had to shift our resources or shift our strategy. But yeah, I think what the chairman was saying was basically that not that anybody needed to do anything more for him, but that the amount of money that was devoted to defeating him was overwhelming. I mean, it was probably nearly $10 million, and that he was hopeful that by taking that sort of incoming, that maybe it was able to divert those resources from some other races.
You also poured quite a bit of money into propping up election deniers as a strategy. Obviously, that worked, given the number of candidates who lost their races. But I wonder if you have any concern about what that did for supporters to lend even more credibility to those election deniers, and if you worry that fervor could turn into action.
I guess I would, one, challenge the idea that we poured quite a bit of money because it was, one race. But also, I think that ultimately, we make decisions. We don't like to be cavalier about anything, right? Like you don't want to have you don't want to go into anything, or take any considerations lightly. However, I think ultimately, in the race that you're talking about, Michigan 3, Peter Meijer was a vote for Kevin McCarthy. no matter what. And that Peter Meijer was not a moderate by any stretch of the imagination. He was a very conservative member of Congress. Our job is to keep the gavel out of Kevin McCarthy's hands, because Kevin McCarthy is certainly no friend to truth or small d democracy, and so that's how we saw this. And I think that I think we made smart decisions or smart investments.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Tim. Appreciate it.